I ran an experiment for 63 days to find my ultimate sleep solution. I tested 8 Sleep Pod 4 against a handmade sleep hammock and compared them to my regular bed, tracking all sleep data with my Oura Ring. Stick to the end to find which one resulted in the best scores. With this experiment, I hope to increase the amount of REM and deep sleep. I also tracked my heart rate and heart rate variability, hoping those scores would also go up. In these 63 days, I rotated between sleeping on my bed, then on the pod, which is a specialized mattress cover, and finally in a high-quality hammock. During this experiment, I tried to maintain consistent conditions by eliminating alcohol altogether entirely and avoiding caffeine after 2 p.m. I implemented a screen-free hour before bedtime, concluded all exercise by 6 p.m., supplemented with melatonin, ashwagandha, and magnesium throughout this whole time. I took no day naps and strictly blocked the time from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. for my wind down routine and sleep. And room temperature during the night in this period of time was around 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So the 8 Sleep Pod 4 versus a hammock. Let's start with the pod. For those who don't know what the pod is, it's a temperature-controlled mattress, and on their website it's described as a high-tech layer that wraps around the mattress, and it facilitates automatic heating or cooling through circulating water, and integrates sensors that track your heart rate and breathing rate while you sleep. So I did use their app while I was testing the 8 Sleep Pod 4, but I decided to stick with the Oura Ring for consistency throughout my data for the rest of my experiment. Then the hammock. So the hammock was the more romantic kind of an option. At the sound of the word hammock, I think of dreamlike relaxation and coziness, so I thought I should give it a try. For costs, I'll display a comparison of both setups so you can see the price breakdown side by side. While both are investment pieces, they offer each a 30-day trial and a full refund. Now it's the juicy part, at least for me, the results of the experiment. So let's start with the table. So we have the bed, the pod, and the hammock. And our parameters I was considering during these experiment were heart rate variability, REM sleep, deep sleep, heart rate, and I included wake-ups because that was a disadvantage I came across while reading about sleeping in hammocks. So there we go for the first parameter, heart rate variability. So things didn't change in the pod while I was sleeping on the pod. In the hammock, there was a slight improvement. REM sleep did improve in the pod by 9 minutes, but it did improve in the hammock as well by 15 minutes compared to the bed, which is the original setting. Deep sleep improved in the hammock by 14 minutes as opposed to the bed, and on the pod only by 6 minutes compared to the bed. The heart rate didn't change generally very much, just like heart rate variability. It's a 54 as opposed to the 56 that I had in the bed. Wake-ups are the worst in the hammock. Funnily, the best result was in my original setting, the bed. Okay, so these were the results of the experiment. The hammock was the winner. The pod was certainly also a slight improvement to my regular bed. So here are my theories around why the hammock might have performed better than the pod. My first theory would be because of the lying position and how I perceive it, which is a more subjective kind of a theory. I lied perpendicularly to the hammock, like crosswise, and that resulted in a zero gravity state, or a neutral buoyancy kind of a state, which felt great because there was an even distribution of my body weight. So there were no pressure points that would make me want to turn right or left. And another good thing about it is that you cannot sleep on your stomach. This is my personal subjective experience of sleeping in the hammock. It just felt very comfortable. In a good quality kind of a hammock, you'll be able to lie in a way that your body will assume the V kind of a position where your thoracic region or upper body and leg extremities are slightly elevated. We don't know the combination of both being slightly elevated, but we know either of the two, when elevated, will have benefits, which is, for example, improved blood circulation or better breathing, relief from pressure on the lower back, or acid reflux is going to be controlled when your upper body is elevated. So this is quite unique about the hammock. So that's my theory. My theory is that maybe this kind of a position is going to improve your sleep because of those factors. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.